Hey, good afternoon. I got to get this banner off me here, so just give me a patient minute there. So, hey, Tom Ginn, G-Force. Boy, I tell you what, I am so grateful. We got cold weather here in Wisconsin, a little drizzly, got some snow yesterday, gonna maybe have a warm up for a day or two. I'm grateful for all the changes in the weather. Nature gives us an opportunity to reflect on what's going on and being prepared and how do you deal with what is your mindset. We'll be talking about that today um, here in G-Force. G is for gratitude. Gratitude is by far one of the most powerful things we can incorporate in our life. It helps us reassess how we operate. We start responding to the things in our life differently, whether it be the positive or the negative. We respond, we don't react. Gratitude eliminates negativity, gives us hope, gives us purpose. It reminds us who we are and why we're here. So many things that gratitude does. And so it's a very powerful, powerful principle. But today it's going to be a pretty short lesson. We've been working out of the book, Know Your Why. Know Your Why. Because when we couple that with some other principles that what gratitude does and knowing your why, your purpose, your vision, really simplifies life, gives you a different energy, a different level of excitement and enthusiasm when we understand it. It eliminates and negates fear. We hear it all the time. I hear from other coaches, other people, what are some of your strategies to get through fear? And they come out with a lot of the traditional things about mindset and leaning into it and trusting and all sorts of different things. But I guarantee you this: if you really want to eliminate fear in your life, get clear on your vision, your purpose, and your why. Because that's going to be so much stronger than fear. Then you're willing to do what's necessary to get through that fear, whether it be in a relationship, whether it be in business, whether it be in sales, whether in anything. It's going to eliminate negativity. It eliminates fear. I've been coaching these principles for several years now, and not taking anything away, but when you incorporate your vision, your why, your purpose in everything you do, you have no fear. You have a crusader's mentality. You're going to do what it takes. You're not going to worry about what somebody thinks. You're going to pick up the phone and make that next call. You're going to put yourself out into the world to show your true essence of who you are, your true value, your purpose, instead of hiding behind false beliefs that either somebody's labeled you or you create the labels for yourself. But when you have a clear vision, purpose, and why, it gets you up in the morning. It gets you through lunchtime. It gets you through the end of the day. It gets you to sleep. And you can't wait to get going the next thing in the morning. Are you looking at Monday as, oh my gosh, it's Monday? I talked about dissatisfaction last week. Do you have life dissatisfaction when you wake up in the morning and you're dreading the next thing you've got to do? Get up, maybe go to that job or deal with something that's uncomfortable. It's challenging, and you want to pull the blanket up over your head and hide from the world. That's life dissatisfaction. But when you have a purpose or why, you get up, no matter what the obstacles in front of you, with a whole different sense of purpose. So that's a mindset. You won't have fear in anything you do when you get clear on that. And that's a spiritual principle. That's a crusader's mentality. What are you willing to do to create that legacy in your life? Demonstrate your purpose, your walk. Or are you fearful of what other people might think or say or do? So gratitude is very powerful. I see people coming in, tag and share this information out there. Turn on your notifications and share it out there. Make comments. Why don't you just drop where you're calling from, where you're viewing from, the state or the country or the city or whatever. I'd love to find out where I'm reaching out today. Just make a comment there. I'd love to see that. But today, I'm going to get into a couple announcements before I get into the short topic that I want to cover today. Is that tonight, Mark Gassert on Elevate Your Profits. We don't have a guest tonight. We had a guest that had some obligations because of personal issues. So we just asked him to let's do it another time. Focus your attention on what's more important than this meeting or this live stream. So we don't have a guest. So Mark and I were talking this morning and strategizing what might we want to talk about. Well, there's so much going on around us. I'm in a business forum here in the Milwaukee area called Excellent in Business. I'm a co-facilitator of it. On the program, we meet once a month and we bring out topics to bring different levels of awareness of what to prepare yourself for, the good, bad, and the ugly, they might say, in business. And so tonight I want to be talking about five principles. Mark and I are going to dialogue on it. The question is your job or business immune to these problems? The pandemic, it's created a lot of uncertainty, a lot of doubt, a lot of challenges, no matter what stage in life you are, no matter what you do for an avocation, no matter what your job is, we're all being affected by the pandemic unknowns. Got to be aware of what it may bring down the road to you. Another thing that people are starting to see is supply chain. How's that affect you as a consumer? If you need certain things for your life and groceries for your family or whatever, how is this supply chain going to affect you? But more importantly, if you have a business, how are you going to be affected? If you're into manufacturing, if you need goods and services from sources, from vendors, and they're being affected by, everybody's affected by the supply chain. What are you doing? Or how are you setting yourself up and communicating with your customers on supply chain issues? They're a big problem, and they're not going to go away overnight. They're not going to go away. So what are you doing to minimize the impact of supply chain, personally as well as in your business? Then the effects of inflation. What are you doing personally to offset the higher cost of goods and services? How is that affecting you personally? What's your plan to offset those rising costs when your income has only gone up maybe 2 to 3%, and inflation last month was over 10, closing 10%? You're going backwards. And then the fourth thing is, how's energy affecting you? On a personal basis, the cost of fuel for your home, the cost of energy for your heating and electricity, the fuel for your vehicle. How is that going to impact you? Is that going to restrict your freedoms and liberties and where you go and when you can do it because the costs are becoming prohibitive? Or if you have a business, how is energy affecting you? What is your game plan? What is your game plan? And we'll be covering about some things to look at. How do you solve those? And then the area of taxes. The area of taxes. These taxes are coming down from what? Our government, and our government spending our money. How are they going to pay for all these, quote, stimuluses or infrastructure programs? Where's it going to come from? Where's that money going to come from? Don't buy into it's going to come from those that have more. The line is drawn in the sand. What's the definition of have more? It could be you. I guarantee you, if you study, they're going to come after everybody's money, one way or another. Taxes are going to be passed down through you from all entities above you in business. You're going to pay their taxes. You're going to pay your own taxes, and they may be prohibitive. So what are you doing? So these are some pretty significant things that Mark and I will be covering tonight at 6 p.m. Central Time. Elevate your profits. Elevate your profits. So these are all challenges that individuals or collectively or businesses that we're dealing with. What's your mindset? How are you going to deal with it? So that's today's topic. There are three fundamental mindsets, key mindsets. One's the abundance mindset. This is something I've been coaching for a while. Lack mentality is a predominant reason why people aren't achieving more in life, not just in the bank account investments, achieving more. Wealth, health, an abundance mindset, understanding infinite supply. Your talents are abundant. If you have the right mindset and those type of things, you're going to bring more into your life. Better relationships, better understanding of the abundance of your spirituality, your health, your wealth, everything, more of it is abundance. What's your mindset? Are you prepared for abundance, or are you prepared in a mindset of lack mentality or poverty mentality? And I've seen all of it, including myself. The positive mindset. What is a positive mindset? It's a way of being. It's your nature to be more loving. It's to be more positive. It's within your nature. It's something you don't have to work for. Something you don't have to work for when you understand it's your nature. And if it's tied to your vision, your why, your purpose, life becomes simple. Your life becomes abundant. It doesn't mean you're not going to have challenges and obstacles or anything like that. But how do you deal with a challenge? And folks, we're in our culture and our society, we see the challenges daily. We see maybe some of the things aren't happening to us immediately today, but we see it happening to other people. It's just a matter of when it's going to affect you. And I guarantee you something that's going on in our environment is going to come and affect you. It could be the political, it could be the economic, it could be a disaster, a storm, winter, all sorts of things. How are you going to deal with those things that can potentially harm you one way or the other, physically, emotionally, financially? What's your mindset? And do you have a mindset to grow? Do you have a mindset to grow? Are you seeking more in growth and in understanding, growing your ability to do more? And it all starts right here. A growth mindset. If you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not growing, you become stagnant. If you're not growing, you're complacent. If you're not growing, you're not experiencing life to its fullest. Are you settling? These are mindsets. And guess what? I wasn't born this way. I've been very fortunate to have some very successful people guide me in creating my mindset. And it wasn't until 6 or 7 years ago that I really started understanding how those influences were molding me, and I wasn't even aware of it. Now, I had influences that were molding me negatively. And so guess what I did? I made those changes. Some of them I imposed on myself. Fear, lack mentality. Am I good enough? Am I smart enough? Am I worthy of more wealth, more abundance? See, these are core questions that when we look at them, we start seeing what's holding us back. Your mindset. And tonight, part of what we'll be talking with Mark is, where's your mindset to deal with what's coming? Whether it be positive or negative. What's your mindset? What's your mindset if your boss says, if you don't get a test or you don't get the jab, we're going to have to let you go? What's your convictions? What if your convictions are strong if you're not going to participate for one reason or another? It's neither right nor wrong, but it's your decision. How would you deal with that? What's your mindset? That's an abundance mindset. Somebody's going to be taking something away from you. But if you have the proper mindset, you recognize that there's more doors to be opened, more opportunities to be opened. But it's our fear of the unknown that keeps us stuck, and making decisions that are not what are your core values, or what's purposeful for you. That's what Dr. Miles Monroe teaches. When you're clear on your vision, everything becomes easier. Your decisions, you get very clear what you don't want in your life, in every aspect of what you don't want in your life, the types of people you associate with, the books you read, the movies you watch, your entertainment. You know what you don't want. And you do know what you want that's going to support that vision in your family, your health, your business, spiritually, all those things, and it makes life very simple. Positive mindset. You know, are you going to look at something that let's say you lost your job for one reason or another? Either it was the pandemic issues, a supply chain issue, a choice that had to be made, that you lost your job. Are you going to be positive about it? What's the good that you can take out of it? There's scriptural references to that. What is the good? And gratitude helps you look at what's the good in all circumstances and take that and work from it. It opens up creativity. It opens up belief. It opens up faith that the outcome is going to be good, no matter what the circumstances are. Whether a tornado or hurricane blew your house down, what's your mindset going to be? Yes, there'll be some hurt and trauma, that you lost valuables, things that mean a lot to you. But what are you really grateful for? Will determine how you deal with it. How do you get up off the ground? Or are you going to let those circumstances squash your growth potential? So today, that's what I really want to do is this sort of preference is what's your mindset around it. And I'm just going to read this. This is something that I did some quick research, and I've read it many times in different ways, different things that have been said. How do you develop an opportunity mindset? Here's what it says, and I'm paraphrasing. The first step to creating an opportunity mindset is simply knowing who you are. Simply knowing who you are. This involves continuing taking stock of the things like your goals, your visions, your purpose, your likes and dislikes, and how do they fit into the vision, your legacy, spiritually. I remember Bob Proctor saying that a lot of coaches out there talking all the how-tos and the processes and all that, but if it's not tied with law, which is non-man-made, it works in all places, all times, and always gives you the same results under the same circumstances. That's law, non-man-made. So, are you tied into the law in knowing who you are? Your goals, your vision, purpose, are they tied in with law? The order of the universe? The universe is very orderly. It operates by law, physically and spiritually. And we can talk all day about the physical. That's pretty cut and dry. Gravity always works the same. Change a chemical in a chemical formula, you're going to get always the same. You change this exact same chemical with another one, you're always going to get the same results. You always will. That's physics. That's law of the universe. 2 and 2 does not add up to 12. It always adds up to what? 4. It's law. And everything in the universe is operating by law, including your thinking. Including your thinking. And that sort of leads to, knowing to get the right proper mindset in dealing with life, dealing with the challenges that are going to be there, dealing with the good as well as the bad. And when you get clear on that, you know that you're on an exciting journey. And you take it every day. You get out of bed and you're rushing to look outside to see what the day is going to be bringing in a positive way. Yeah, you may have challenges, your job and relationships and your business might be struggling because of some of the things we're going to be talking about tonight. But you're approaching it with a whole different mindset because you know that you're operating within what you do want and what you don't want. And life becomes simple. Dr. Miles Monroe. So with that all said, I just wanted to share this. We're signing out. We'll see you on Wednesday. But more importantly, join us tonight. Elevate your profits. And we'll be covering these 5 principles. We'll see you tonight. Signing out. G-Force.